Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with My Hero Academia Season 7 Episode 12 reaction. Okay, the previous episode, two things happened. The first thing was that, Mirio, Sun Eater, Nejire, they came in to provide support and they were stalling for time, waiting for Sun Eater to, use his, charge up his power and use that cannon that he made to blast Shigaraki. In the end, it seemed like it would work, but it didn't. And then we have that whole scene with Bakugo, where Bakugo goes crazy for a moment. His sweat and everything, gives him like a huge boost in power. And he was literally like vanishing, and he was so fast it seemed like he was teleporting. And yeah, he deals a crazy damage to Shigaraki, which also doesn't work. Like, I had this whole conversation in the previous episode where I was like, what the hell is this? Like, yeah, but I gave my opinion over there and stuff like that. And now I guess it's just uh, we'll just have to wait for Deku. And then in the end, that whole scene happens where Bakugo gets, hit extremely bad, and it seems like he's lost his, and it seems like he's just lying there lifelessly. But I doubt they'll kill him. In no way they're going to do that, because yeah, I can only imagine how the fans will react if Bakugo dies. So I can 100% guarantee this, that I'm sure some way they're going to bring him back. I don't know how, but so yeah, let's see what happens today. Episode number 12. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Deku's still on the way. Bad feeling. Oh. Oh yeah, the whole thing with All for One and Endeavor. We forgot about that completely. What the hell? Yeah, you decide to use the opening now? Oh boy. Hmm. Yeah, oh god. Oh my god. Hmm. Oh god. Got his heart. Wait. Oh, because he went so overboard, that's why his heart. Okay, okay, I see. What? Damn, he has an eye in the next. Oh god. Hmm. Yeah. What's he doing? Is he trying to like? Kanaga. Wait, what? What's happening? Didn't he? Wait, what? Didn't he get defeated? What's happening? What is happening? Okay, now this is like okay, really? After all of that? Okay, this is ridiculous. Oh my god. Who's this master? I'm different. Good lord. Oh boy. Nah, it's not that simple. Oh boy. These guys are just so tapped. Like, I just. What? 5 weeks? Bruh. Okay, these guys. Oh, is this his face? Yeah, I guess we did see his face before, but not properly like this. We've just seen it in flashbacks. But yeah. The someone's quirk. Okay. Wait. So what? Hmm. There's the original. Oh no. Yeah. And that was how he was able. Okay. Yeah. God damn. Great. No, don't try to do it. I feel like he's gonna. Wow. Oh no. Oh my god. Yeah, he's taking it. Okay. Until I rewound to nothing. Oh, so he's going to use his remaining amount of time to stop us. Alright. Yeah. Action that makes people from the. Wow. Yeah, good hobby you have. Oh, the one who. What? Are you guys dumb? Oh my god. What is going on? Are the people in this world. Okay. Bro, okay. I'm baffled to see the idiocy of these people. What the? Who's that? Headshot? Oh, is that his face? I think I've seen it for the first time. Oh. Oh yeah, that's true. Can he do something? Oh, can replace what's missing. So won't be able to return. Oh, he himself is going to become what? Oh, they're in the. So, yeah. Oh my God, that is insane. I was going to say how does it work, but then I realized this is like quirks and stuff. Nothing makes sense. So there's no point in asking like how this works. Oh, here we go. Fold the body, thin and flat. In blood firm enough to stop blood. Thin as spiders. Damn. Yeah, he was stitching him. Oh my God. It is life in extreme state. Damn, he's pissed. Oh boy, now what? Oh, nice, Miko. Come on, kick him. Kick him on the face and make him. Ah. Oh, damn. Oh my God. What's happening? Oh, it worked. So, sting a bit. No, wait. So, hmm. What? Wait, what's happening? Oh, nice. He reinforced her arm. Yo! Okay, that's smart. That was smart. Nice. Nice. A few more. Oh. Most suitable form. Also. Ah, I see. Oh my god! Oh, so he's changing it now. Yeah, the best suited to fight at hand. Okay, he's not. What is he even now? What is this? He's like a. No. God damn. No! Yeah, he's not going to attack him because he's just going to pass through. Ye- uh, oh god. Electromagnetic barrier. 2 seconds. What? Yeah, he's in front of me. Oh, Deku. Say that Deku's here or something like that. Yeah? Well, it did work. 2 seconds, you know. We got it. Yup. Now what? Okay, Deku's here. Okay. Oh, that's why they deactivated the. Damn. Deactivated the electromagnetic field. Okay. Okay. Meteor's Meteor's secret attack was. Oh no. But you know what? It worked, so that's all that matters. Oops, there was a little bit of a. Okay. And that was it. That was today's episode. Um, Right. So yeah, there you go. Like I said, in no way are they killing Bakugo. Like obviously, like that's not happening. Like not only Bakugo, like and like any characters who have like a huge fan base or like are very important to this show, in no way are they killing them. Same with Todoroki as well. I don't know if something like that will happen in the future, but even if it happens, then in no way are they killing these characters. Because you can just imagine how the fan base will react, you know and like this is the problem. This is what happens when a show gets too popular, is that like the author like is just he cannot have like a freedom, like, and like especially like like a vocal fan base like My Hero Academia's. I could just imagine what would have happened if they did something to Bakugo. Oh my god. Oh boy, that would be that would be something. um but yeah, so obviously like I'm assuming from what's going on, like Edgeshot will be giving his life to bring back Bakugo. But like I said, I have no idea how the whole thing works. Like he said that he can make his body as thin as like a like something like thin as sheet. But like I guess I can kind of imagine how it works. So basically, what he's doing is like first and foremost, Best Genius couldn't properly sew it. Like properly, he was trying his best, but he couldn't. But Edgeshot went in and did even a better job with it. He did a better, like a sewing of the whole thing, like like fixed the cuts and everything in the heart, and then obviously like that now no more blood will be lost from here onwards, and the heart can properly pump blood. And now the only thing that was left to be done is to make the heart start beating again. And obviously like when the heart stops, within I think like a little bit of amount of time, if you're able to bring it back to like life, like if it starts beating again, then the person can be saved. Like I guess like the amount of time that you have left to live is the amount of time it takes for the brain to stop working, because blood is required. Heart is the thing that pumps the blood, and it is required every place in your body. The main place obviously like is the brain. So once blood stops going to the brain, and it's over. And and that's why like as far as I know, if the heart is brought back up within a very small amount of time, then that it starts beating before the brain like goes through like a permanent damage and completely fails. Before that, if you're able to start pumping again, then like it's fine. I guess it like you'll be able to come back to life. And I'm assuming that's what Edshot is trying to do now. First he fixed the heart by properly sewing it and everything, so that no more it can properly pump blood. And now it's trying to like pump the like the whole cardiac massages or whatever the hell they like call it, to make your heart start beating again. He's doing that so that it starts beating again, and once it starts beating again, everything will be okay. Because his heart was injured, his brain is fine. So once the blood supply goes back up again, everything will be okay. So I think that's what he's trying to do. But there's one thing that I don't understand, is that he himself is a living being. Like how, like I don't understand. How does it, like, so like what from here on, like what is going to happen now? Is he just going to stay in Bakugo's heart? Like I'm assuming he'll probably not have consciousness anymore. He'll die. But yeah, I think they kind of explained it a little bit over here as to what's going to happen, where Edgeshot said, where's that part? Right, he can stretch his body out thin and flat. There we go. After years of diligent study, he can make his body thin but firm enough to stop blood. There you go. Like I said, the blood loss needed to stop first. So he did that. And then after that, he starts pumping it to make his heart start moving again. Yeah, there we go. However, Edgeshot's body, stretched as thin as a suture, was slowly grinding away at his life in that extra. I see. So since he was in that state for a long amount of time, he'll probably lose his life. So that means he is going to die, because he needs to stay like that. And if he continues doing that, he'll probably lose his life while doing that. So that's what they explained. So okay, so that's what happened. Right. So obviously they needed to get the amount of time, stall for a little bit of time so that Edgeshot can do that. While we have Shigaraki here, who's like, oh, you're trying to fix the things that I broke, and he just tries to attack them. Yeah. So that's what's going on over there. A few other things I need to talk about here. Number one is the whole all for one situation. So now he has used that thing, that the that doctor, that the one that we arrested, he gave him. He used that, and his age has regressed. So he has like a proper young body now. Not only that, he also said that obviously this thing is going to keep reverting back his age more and more and more. So by the end of it, he'll just cease to exist. But he doesn't care about that, because obviously his main goal is Shigaraki, and to make sure that Shigaraki succeeds in what he's doing, he doesn't care if his body just goes and just gets destroyed. But he's since his main goal is making Shigaraki succeed, and obviously the fact that he himself is also part of Shigaraki now, like even if this body goes, I'm assuming he can live inside Shigaraki and probably start taking control over him, and he will become the new Shigaraki. No, Shigaraki will become the new him, or something like that. So he doesn't care. This body might just go. He just doesn't care, because he knows everything will be okay if Shigaraki succeeds. Here we go. Once I use it, I'll keep working. It'll keep working until I'm rewound to nothing. However, I've passed the baton of my dream to Tomura Shigaraki. My remaining job will be to save him from the impudent trap that he said. There you go. That's his main plan. So obviously his main goal is Shigaraki succeeding in what he's doing, and obviously he also plans on taking over Shigaraki as well. So this body, for now, he doesn't care. And I was wondering, I was like, why did he not use this before? But then he himself explains it, that if he uses it, it's going to rewind so much that he himself will cease to exist. So obviously he needed the perfect opportunity to use it, which is now. That's why he used it now. That's what's happening over here. Now the other thing in today's episode which pissed me off extremely is this freaking guy. In America, this guy, I'm assuming he's like, who is he? Is he like some kind of a Washington DC, United States of America? Anyways, this guy's like, oh, why did Star do that? We should have waited for the perfect opportunity and kept quiet. And then in the end, they were like, that dude, this guy who he was blaming, that, he was like, what the hell are you talking about? Tim. Okay, his name is Tim. So he's like, oh, it's for the future, Tim. And Tim is like, what are you on about? What future? And he's like, and then I realized what he's trying to say. So basically, he is thinking about joining Shigaraki. Okay, where is that part? So you want me to go along with him, what he wants instead? And then he says, among the developed nations, there is already a race to see who can gain Tomura's trust the fastest. Have people gone mad? Like, what is happening here? Like, these are the things that I sometimes just think. I'm like this is one thing that always baffles me about My Hero Academia, is that the people in this show, except the main few people, they're just dumb. I've seen just so many people like doing so many dumb things in this show. It baffles me. Are people this freaking brain dead in this show? Like, what's happening? This guy thinks that Shigaraki will spare them. What are you on about? Like, are you drunk? I'm just baffled to see that someone can think of something like that. Oh my god, this is such a facepalm moment. I cannot believe what I was hearing in this part. So basically, his plan, or the other, not only him, he said the other developed countries, their leaders as well, has been thinking who can, in a race to see who can gain Tomura's trust the fastest. You know what Tomura's going to do if you guys go to him and tell him that, oh, like one of those, like, anime villains, like doing this, like, oh, hello, yeah, you know what, we've decided to become allies with you, will you take us in, like this. If you go in front of him, you know what he's going to do? He's going to smack you and you're just going to decay. That's what's going to happen. Exactly, that's what's going to happen. He doesn't care. And and these people think that it'll work. How dull can you be to come to this sort of a conclusion? And these people are supposed to be the leaders of. This part baffled me the most. Like, even something like that came to this guy's mind, that, oh, like, maybe we can work together with him and, like, gain his trust. Yeah, good luck. When someone like Shigaraki, who has, like, when does alliances happen? When does someone work with someone? When there's something to gain in both sides. Like, that is the only time when, like, someone, especially a villain, might work together with you. Like, like, just imagine, like, like a villain who is doing villainy stuff, and you here have something that is worthy or good enough for this guy to team up with you. That is the only time, if you go to that villain and say that, oh, you know what, why don't we work together, and you try to gain his trust, he might actually give you a chance, because, you actually have something that might interest him or something like that. This situation, at least, where Shigaraki and All For One, all of this is going on, they literally don't care. You guys have nothing that you can provide him, because All For One and Shigaraki plans on destroying every single world, like, every single person, like, every single, take over all the world leaders' position, and they themselves plan on ruling over you guys. So at the end of the day, you guys are a liability to them. Yeah, they'll probably leave the civilians unharmed, most of them, because they do want to rule over them. But you guys, especially, they don't care about you. You guys are a liability to him. They'll probably get rid of you the first chance they get. At least that's what I think. If they were like normal civilians, they probably still would have had a chance to live even after Shigaraki and All For One took over the world. But these people are world leaders. They're going to be gone the first thing. The first thing that they're going to do, All For One and Shigaraki, will get rid of them and probably put in all the other league of villains in their positions. Like, who else is here? Like, like Spinner, for example. Spinner will probably take this guy's position. He will be gone. This guy who is saying, like, oh, let's work together with Shigaraki, he'll be gone. He'll be gone if they started, like, if they're the ones who get the control of the world. And in his position, it'll probably be Spinner or someone else like that. So this is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard this guy say. Like, and apparently all the other world leaders are also thinking of the same. That's baffling. I just cannot, like, understand how these people's brain works. Good lord, like, really. Wow. It's so comical. Oh boy. Anyways. Right. And yeah, that was the other baffling part. Oh, another thing that happened. What's his name? Dabi. Yeah. So after all of that, it turns out Dabi used did that whole thing. Now he's I wouldn't call him fine, but he's got up again. He's again starting to become a threat. So that wasn't it. like it was just the previous episode I was kind of praising the fact that, oh wow, like you know what, like finally they were able to do something where the at least, like even in all the other scenarios where, all for one situation, and who else, the Bakugo Shigaraki situation, where every single time when the heroes try to do something, the villains have freaking plot armor on their, like face 24/7, and something happens and they get injured, bam, they activate some kind of a trump card, and everything is just, just goes completely in the opposite direction and the heroes lose. This has been happening for the past, I think, like 2 seasons or something. Like, every single time Shigaraki and all for one situation happens, some way or the other, even if we have the upper hand, they somehow get away. Like, I literally talked about this in the previous episode, and I was saying, like, at least the whole Dabi situation, it's fine. Like, they were actually able to, like, Todoroki was able to do something, and I was so glad about that. I was like, finally, like, one of the heroes except Deku or All Might was able to do something, because every single time it's freaking Deku, and like, either Deku or people who are along with Deku, like that's what happens. And I'm not talking about the minor villains, I'm talking about the major villains. The minor villains, yeah, and all of the other heroes have also defeated them, but I'm talking about talking about the major villains. It's always either Deku or people along with Deku. Like, other characters very rarely solo wins against someone, which is something that I was just talking about it in the previous episode. And I was saying, like, oh wow, I'm at least glad that, like, Todoroki was able to do something to Dabi and was able to stop him solo with his own power. I was so glad about that, because I got so, like, annoyed about the fact that after all that stuff that Bakugo did and all the other villains did, not villains, sorry, heroes did against Shigaraki, Shigaraki's just fine. And I was like, I know what's going to happen. They'll stall time up until Deku arrives, and then after Deku arrives, everything will be okay. They'll start fighting, Deku will probably dominate it, and everyone will get their power, and they'll start fighting against Shigaraki. And then finally, I'm assuming Shigaraki again will run away somehow. At least that's how I see stuff happening. That's why I was like, at least the Dabi situation, like, good thing. Todoroki was able to stop him on his own. And now this episode, I don't know what to say. Like, great, fantastic, it's the same thing. Like, people complain about plot armor about in like in the shonen anime, like the heroes, like, I feel like they should see this show. Like, every single major villain has such a plot armor that, like, nothing happens. Like, everything that we do every single time, by the end of it, somehow it's just all for naught. And it's absolutely insane. Like, I don't know, what, let's wait for this whole thing, because I don't know what's going to happen with Dabi. But seeing that Dabi is back up again, he doesn't seem okay though. He seems like he's almost dying or something. Like, he seems like everything is like just, so I feel like they're probably going to end Dabi's situation with, probably, like, Dabi himself became the reason for his own destruction or something like that is going to happen. And obviously Todoroki will be, very much sad about that. Obviously, when Endeavor will get to know this, the news, he'll also probably be very sad. But I feel like they're going in that direction for Dabi, because, by the looks of it, it seems like that this is like Dabi's, like, last stand, and he'll probably, exhaust himself either, or probably destroy himself with his own power. Like, something like that might happen. It seems like it. I don't know. I might be wrong though. But let's wait for it, because I just cannot. I just wanted at least, like, Dabi to get properly defeated by Todoroki, like, actually properly defeated, and then maybe they could take him away to the facilities, and I don't know, like, maybe helped him out with everything, or something. He'd probably have to face a lot of punishment and everything. But I was thinking it was going to go in that direction after everything that happened. Oh my god, nope. Just wishful thinking. I'm guessing they're probably going to make him go overboard, and he's probably going to become the reason for his own destruction. That's the direction this is going, I can feel like. Anyways, yeah. And there you go. I think that was today's episode. Oh, and then Miro, that part, this final part, the whole Miro part, I really liked it because he was thinking how I can stop Shigaraki, and this is the thing about Miro's power. It's very like, I guess you could say it depends. Like, he can do a few things very flawlessly. For example, if it's 1 versus 1, Miro is going to be very strong because if there's nobody to protect, he himself can dodge the attacks by just letting it pass through, and Miro is a very difficult opponent to fight 1 versus 1. But if he's in a situation where he's supposed to protect someone, all the villain needs to do is just ignore him. And that's literally what Shigaraki did here. He took out all the others and he was like, nah, I ain't dealing with you. And he just starts walking. And Miro is helpless to do something in this situation. So that's a very, like a very, like that's the thing about his work, which is very, like situational. It depends on the situation, So this was the situation where he was in a huge disadvantage because Shigaraki is extremely strong. And if he doesn't, like get baited by Miro, then there's no point. And he just started walking towards Bakugo. So Miro thought, like, what can I do in this situation? And he remembered Night Eye's, like last moments, and he remembered, and he was like, all right, I need to make him somehow just stop for a moment by doing some random stuff that nobody even expects. So he just goes in and points his bum towards. And it was so weird that even Shigaraki stopped for a moment, and it's like, what the hell? Like, what's happening? And it wasn't like you have to stall him for 1 minute or or 30 seconds or something. You just need to stall him for 2 seconds, which is more than enough. That little thing is more than enough for that. And like that little amount of time that Shigaraki just stopped was more than enough. And yeah, so that part I really liked because I wasn't expecting that. I was thinking, what was he going to do? And then he just comes up with that. It was so baffling that even Shigaraki stopped for a moment, and that's all he needed. He just needed 2 seconds, and it was more than enough for 2 seconds. And that is when Deku was able to come in, and now he's going to fight against Shigaraki. Yeah, and there you go. That was today's episode. So yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see what happens. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was that. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, you can see obviously the Bakugo is down. Monoma's obviously, not only Monoma but like Aizawa as well. They're very like concerned. They're like, what the hell? What's going to happen? What's going to happen now? Best Genius is like on his knees, and yeah. And then Shigaraki's like, oh, like this is what happens. Typical Shigaraki, just saying stuff. I'm not going to discuss all of that. He just keeps blabbering over here. Talks about like how Aizawa is responsible for this and that. All those random crap that he's speaking. And so all that happens. Then we have like Mirko tries to stop him, but obviously Mirko herself is very much injured. She's missing legs and arms as well, so it's very difficult for her, but she just keeps going. She keeps biting, trying to tear off the things, and Mirko's kind of regretting the fact that she wasn't able to stop Shigaraki back then, in I think season 5, was it, or was it 6? I don't remember. When she had that opportunity. So she's lamenting about that, and Shigaraki's like, like sucks to be you, I guess. But even if you were, you were able to do something at that point, it wouldn't have mattered because all of you are trash. That's literally what he says. And he's like, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have reached this position sooner or later. So, that's that. And while all of this is happening, over there, Todoroki, okay, like I said, this situation baffled me for a moment. For a moment, I was thinking, what's happening? Are they like showing a flashback here? Because I see Dabi again standing up, just burning himself. And I'm like, wait, didn't we just stop him? Like, am I missing something? Like, what is happening? And yeah, there you go. He's back again. So basically what he says is that he copied Todoroki. I think that's what he says. you get the hang of it intuitively. Before the ice hit, I took a chance and tried to copy it. Um, and yeah, basically he copied it, and now he's okay now. Like I said, I just cannot, like, I was just like meant talking about this in the previous episode, saying I'm so glad that Todoroki was able to stop him without any help from anyone else, like, especially like the main characters, like, like he was able to do it solo, and this was so much important for him to do solo, because this is like him and his brother and the whole situation. And now this happens. So I don't know how this is going to end. Like I said, I feel like they're probably going to go in the direction where Dabi himself will destroy him, because I don't know, but if that happens, I would be very disappointed, because I actually wanted Todoroki to actually stop him properly. But you know what? I'm just making assumptions at this point. Let's just wait. And like, I'm assuming we're going to see what happens in a couple of episodes. But if it ends like that, like, like Dabi becomes the reason for his own destruction, or someone else comes in and helps, like, stop Dabi, unless and until it's Endeavor, you know, I don't know. I feel like it will be such a shame if it goes in that direction. Unless and until it's Endeavor, if someone else, like, like obviously Deku cannot come here. If someone else comes in and because of them they're able to stop Dabi, I would be a little bit disappointed, because I feel like this is something that Todoroki or Endeavor needs to end. It would be like the ideal scenario if it's Todoroki, but then, like, the way this is going now, I feel like it's going to go in that direction. But if Todoroki stands up again and somehow is able to stop him again, then that's fine. I'm okay with that. But I don't know. I just want Todoroki to do this, like, completely on his own. Like, and be like the main. Like, obviously not on his own. We have Ida here and Burning here and all of them, but they're just helping Todoroki out. They're not like directly, like, But like what I'm saying is, like, I want him to be like the main person who does something to Dabi and stops him. But I don't know. From the looks of it, I don't think that is going to go in that direction. Either Dabi will destroy himself, or maybe some other external help is going to come. I really don't want that. I just don't know. I just want them to, like, resolve it on their own. But we'll see. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Anyways, and then we have freaking Skeptic here, him just being like, oh, like, you guys tried to stop me, look at me, I'm a master hacker. And he starts, like, like, doing the, like, thing and trying to, connect back everything. And so basically what he's saying here is that, like, wait a minute, I just realized something. This scene, Best Genius, what is he wearing? Oh my god, his, like, I guess I've never really properly realized it, but the normal dress that he wears, with the long neck and everything, it seems pretty normal. But in this scene especially, you see that like suit that he's wearing, his neck seems so long. Usually this doesn't, his neck is quite long now that I'm looking at it, but usually it doesn't look like that, because he's wearing that jeans, like, and stuff. But here it's like looking so anyways, I went on a tangent. Right, but yeah, so basically Skeptic is saying that what he wants is to make, like, like the past, that is these people like Endeavor and all of them completely, like, he wants to wipe them out of this world, so that they can start a new world where there will be, like, where is that part? He says, this is where he says, okay, do what you will, I will do the same. After the revolution, vestiges of the old order must not remain, especially those who endorse and cling to the words of the past. Yeah, they are not needed in this new world. So there you go. So basically he's like, yeah, this is what's going to happen. And I'm like, it's not going to go that easily. Like, he's thinking, like, okay, this is how this is going to go. We're going to make a new world. There will be, like, no discrimination, this and that. But as long as people exist, problem will exist. Even if we take out, as he says, the people who have this old way of thinking, like this, even if he does that, new problems will start. So it's just, I don't know, like he, again, like I guess these are all, like, all of them are villains, and they have rose to villainy because of their own situation and their own complexes, their own problems. So they think like, oh, it's going to work perfectly, but nothing works perfectly in this world, however you try to do it. Anyways, that's that. And then we have, like, All For One facing off against Hawks and Endeavor. And this is where we get to see that, what's his name, that guy, the researcher guy, he gave All For One this serum, which he said, which All For One used now, because it's the perfect opportunity. Obviously he didn't use it up until now, because if he did that, as he said, his time would get rewound. He was going to get a temporary boost in power, but it's going to keep rewinding until he ceased to exist. So obviously that's what's going to happen. So he couldn't use it up until now. He used it now in this opportunity, because now he's like, yeah, I need to take out any obstacles that are obstructing Shigaraki's way, and why this is my only way to do it. So he transformed back to this, like he rewound back his time like this, and now he's going to use the little embers of his life that is remaining to take out all opposition, so that Shigaraki can move forward and go and, along his path, and I don't know, just, would be able to, do his thing. And I'm pretty sure after his own life burns out, like I said, he already is inside of Todoroki. So he'll probably start trying to take control over Todoroki and become him, or something like that. And that is how All For One will again start existing. Something like that, I feel like he's planning. So for him, this life that he has is just a tool for himself to use, so that Shigaraki can reach his position, and then he's just going to take over Shigaraki's body. That's probably what he's planning. Either way, so that is why he's like, yeah, this is why he's using it now. And he goes and tries to take this girl's quirk, but Hawks comes and saves her. And and they're like, and Hawks is like, I need to stall for a little bit of time so that Endeavor can do something again. So that's why Hawks starts asking him, like, why are you doing this and that? And he says like, oh, it's because, in these superhero comics, I've always admired the villains. Okay. He says like, do you know why, no, where is that part? I need to read this part. He asks, the villain is feared by everyone in this world. Why do you think so? At which Hawk says, because they do bad things. And he's like, bad things? In this world with this infinite number of cultures and values, the action that makes everyone frown and hate you, it's something that keeps people from the future they imagine for themselves. It is something that keeps people from the future they imagine for themselves. That's a very interesting way to, I don't know. That is why I'm going to keep everyone in the world from their future. Oh, wait. Okay, wait a minute. So basically he's saying, in this world with its infinite values, number of cultures and values, the action that makes everyone frown and hate you, it is something that keeps people from the future they imagine from themselves. I see. Okay. That is what I'm going to do for people, everyone in the world to their future. Okay, so he's saying basically what is evil, what is bad things that you're talking about. So basically, in this huge world with this diverse culture and people, it is something that makes people frown towards you, and it is something which prevents people from reaching the future that they think for themselves. That is bad. That is, evil. So basically, to be that, I'm going to keep everyone in this world from their future. So basically, he wants to be a bad person, like that, like plain and simple. He just wants to be a complete ass to everyone, and he wants to be a he just wants to be a villain. Like the reason for, like I've seen a lot of shows where a lot of, like villains, they have like a goal, like, oh, I'm doing this for correcting the society or something like that, or I'm doing this because I want to control the world and all that stuff. um and here we have All For One, who's basically like, oh, I'm doing this because I just don't want anyone to reach their future. I'm being a I'm trying to be a super villain because I just want other people to suffer. That's basically his goal. His goal is to make other people suffer, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because he's literally, like, in the truest sense, a villain. He just doesn't want anyone to succeed or, or have a good life. He just wants to mess that up for whatever reason, you know. And the funny thing is probably that he himself doesn't have any reason. He just wants to do it. He just wants to be a complete ass because he feels like being a complete ass to everyone, and that is why he's a villain. And you know what? Fair enough, I guess. Like like I said, I've heard a lot of villains have a lot of different motivations, different reasons for doing their villainy, and I feel like this is perfect in its own. He just wants to be a complete ass. And he just wants to keep everyone from going in the proper future, the direction of their future, and wants to prevent them from reaching that. Fair enough, I guess. That is all that I've ever wished for. Right, you know what? Whatever. Right, and that was that. And then we have that whole scene. Oh my god, this scene which made me completely face palm. I'm like, what is happening? Like in America, this guy Tim, I think, he comes and he's like talking about the situation, saying like, let's do this, let's try to stop Tomura Shigaraki in this situation. And this freaking guy, he's like, oh no, we won't do anything now. We're going to wait and see what happens. And the perfect opportunity, we'll try to curry favor with Shigaraki. And there's already a race to see who can gain Tomura's trust the fastest. And I'm face palming. I'm like, yeah, that is your master plan? Trying to curry in favors from the person that probably is going to just delete you in 2 seconds? Yeah, and like I said, and the way I look at it, I feel like even if Shigaraki and All For One let everyone else live, like the normal civilians and everyone, because obviously to rule the world they will need people. But I'm pretty sure they want all the world leaders. They'll probably just defeat them and kill them all. So because they themselves want to be there, and the League of Villains, they will be the leaders. So even if the normal civilians and every one of them are fine, these people at least who have like powers of positions of power, they are not going to survive. They're probably going to die. Like the first thing that the League of Villains will do is probably that. So the fact that they are thinking that by currying in favor with Shigaraki and trying to gain his trust, that is that's like one of the worst plans they've ever had. If you want to survive, I feel like either you should try to stop Shigaraki in this situation, or you should just retire. Again, like I said, if they keep their power, like positions of power, if they keep being like leaders of these places, they'll probably target you first. So either try to stop them, or just retire and just leave your position and become a normal civilian. I feel like you'll have a better chance of surviving then, because they'll be targeting you guys first. At least that's how I think it's going to happen. Anyways, so yeah, this part really made me baffled to see the thought process of these people. Anyways, and this is where Tim, I think that's his name, he kind of says like how heroes should be. They should motivate or encourage the next generation, and they'll obviously grow up to be like their heroes, and when they themselves are properly grown up, they will motivate others. And like a chain, like a thing, this is going to continue. This is supposed to be happening, but look at this whole situation now, what is going on. And there you go, that was that. And then we have, we see Best Genius trying to fix Bakugo, and then Edgeshot comes in, and Edgeshot is like, let me take care of this. And as soon as he said that, as soon as I saw that he's trying to go inside and trying to fix Bakugo, I'm like, yeah, there you go. So this is how Bakugo will be surviving. Because I was 100% sure in no way they are killing Bakugo. It is impossible. I don't see that happening. Like a lot of other shows have tried to do this before, trying to kill off like main important characters who have like a huge fan base. Every single time they do that, they back off immediately because the fan base goes crazy. Oh my god, you know. And yeah, this has happened before. So unless and until the mangaka doesn't care, you know, and has nerves of steel and just doesn't care like if the fans threaten you or do, because yeah, I'm sure that's what's going to happen if somehow like, you know, like the author killed Bakugo in today's episode or somewhere the other did something like that, you can just imagine the amount of death threats he's going to get in his social media, like, you know, DMs and stuff. Oh my god, yo. Just imagine. So yeah, I in no way can I, like, you know, I see them killing Bakugo off. And there you go, that's what happened. So Edgeshot goes in. Like I said, obviously I think I can understand what he's trying to do, basically like the details of what he's doing. So he first stopped the blood and then he's like pumping his heart so that it starts pumping again and the blood supply goes back. So before his brain completely, you know, like dies, he has to start the heart so that it can start pumping blood again and the brain can get proper blood supply again. That's what he's doing, and he's attempting to do that. And while he's doing all of that, we have freaking Shigaraki who's like, oh, what the hell, I broke this guy and now you're trying to fix him? Nah man, not on my watch. And he tries to go there, and this is where you know, Best Genius and, you know, like, and Edgeshot, they're like, try to stop him however you can, you know, like unless and until I properly bring Bakugo back up. So, you know, Mirko tries to stop him and breaks off the remaining part of her arm, I think, and then just punches him, kicks him, you know, like, and is able to do a lot of damage to him. However, it is still not enough, because after Shigaraki gets beat up again by Mirko, his body transforms again into a form which is more focused on defense, as we see. And that is where the problem begins, because now he's more focused on defense. Nothing can face him. Up until now, he was more offensive, as we see. So now he has turned fully into defense. So Mirko tries stopping him. Everyone else tries stopping him. Literally nothing is happening. He's just moving past them and just shoving them aside and moving forward. And it continues like that. Mirio is like, cannot do anything. Like I said, Mirio's power is very conditional. There's certain conditions that he needs to work properly, and this isn't one of them. This is like protecting someone, you know, and using his power is very difficult to do that. So if the villain just ignores you and keeps walking, then Mirio has literally nothing he can do in this situation. So he's thinking what to do, how to do, while Shigaraki is just moving towards Best Genius. Best Genius starts his best to try to stop him. Doesn't work. Nothing is working. So Mirio thinks about Night Eye and thinks about what he said, and remembers that how laughter is the thing that might work in this situation. You know, so he just goes in, gets up in front of Shigaraki with his bum facing towards him. It's a peachy keen. And it was so baffling. Even Shigaraki stopped, and as they said, they needed just 2 seconds to, you know, to stop the electromagnetic field and everything. So this little amount of time that Shigaraki just stopped and was like, what the hell? Like what? You know, that kind of thing. It was more than enough. 2 seconds already passed, and, you know, Mirio did his job, and Deku is back in. And Deku comes in and just smacks Shigaraki in the head. And that's where it ended. Okay, yeah, and that was today's episode. Let's see how this goes. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Bakugo will be back, but I'm not really sure about Edgeshot. I think Edgeshot himself said that I'm going to give my life, so I'm guessing Edgeshot will not survive. But Bakugo will be okay. And don't know what's going to happen with the whole All for One situation. Let's wait and see. And then the whole Dabi situation, it's like all over the place. Everything is just, yeah. So let's wait and see. And there you go. That was today's episode number 12 of My Hero Academia Season 7. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next week with another episode of My Hero Academia. Until then, goodbye, and have a nice day.